Welcome back to the eDrive Innovation Challenge. Last week we focused on mentorship, and our 8 remaining innovators were paired with business partners for further guidance. Our mentors included Duncan Stewart, General Manager, Stewart Auto Sales; Oliver Hill, CEO of Tropical Mobility; Jason Robinson, CEO of SolarBuzz; and Brian Pengele, General Manager of Jamico Equipment Company Limited. Our innovators shared home videos of their experience, and our judges were equally impressed, which means that there isn't a top innovator for the last challenge. Princess Thompson has left the competition, and we wish her all the best. But listen up, things are heating up, and our 7 remaining contestants will share their prototypes. We're excited to see the presentations as they aim to impress our judges, Duncan Stewart and Jason Robinson. At the end of this challenge, sadly, we will say goodbye to 2 of our innovators.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nakeem Elliston, owner and CEO at Eltech Company Limited. My innovation is the Axial flux motor. This is opposite to the conventional radial flux motor. The radial flux motor is quite bulky, it overheats quite easily, and it takes a large amount of battery capacity to supply the efficient amount of power so that the vehicle itself can drive. Now, of all that power that is required, only 80% of that power is being utilized. Now, there's another means in which we can actually get what we need with the 100% of power that has been supplied by the battery, and that is what we call the Axial flux motor. This is my first build of the Axial flux motor. Small, compact, lightweight, and very powerful. This motor right here can supply 96 amount of efficiency, 96% efficiency of the total power in comparison to something that is 4 times its size. My idea before was to manufacture these, but when I mixed with the light of Mr. Brian Pengele, he admonished me to look into distributing something like this, patent even my idea and sell it to a third party. Now, this has been taking the EV space by storm, and many investment has been gone into actually getting it out there, but none quite like the one that I have in mind. They utilize a common brain known as a VFD, which is a variable frequency drive. Now, that variable frequency drive controls all 4 motors of the vehicle, because this motor right here can be installed directly in the wheel of the vehicle instead of one dead center to the back and to the front and have a common drivetrain.
This is an area I don't have a lot of knowledge about personally, so one of the things I'd love to know is, can you buy these motors off the shelf now? If we were to look at other car makers, are they using this type of motor? Or are you bringing revolutionary thinking? And if it is revolution, then why haven't other people looked at it?
All right, so there are actually 2 companies that delve into it. One is working with Mercedes and the other one is Yasa. They actually know mainstreaming these motors. Many actually haven't looked into that side of things as yet, but it's gaining traction because the forecast EBITDA actually is looking to be $870 million US, you understand, between 2023 to 2027, you understand? So it is a big thing, it's something revolutionary. It was from the 1800s, but because they didn't have these type of magnets, as you can see, it's called the neodymium magnets. But now that we have them and they can build better types of them, they're looking to changing out these. Tesla is looking the same, you understand, and other places like Mercedes-Benz, they're looking to the same. And if you realize people want to take to the sky, they can't take to the sky with a radial flux motor. Those are too bulky. They overheat too quickly. And we know that when you're talking about aviation, we're talking about being lighter. This right here actually is a game changer, and that's why they're running with it right now. And for me, what will actually be the difference though, I will put in the intelligence in the motor. So anti-braking, ESC, you understand, all of those capabilities now come directly to the motor. Going around the corner now, you can actually, each motor can decide how fast it goes by actually communicating with the ESCO within a vehicle.
Gentlemen, my name is Dennis Eccleston and I am the CEO and founder of iPower. We are a charge solution company that offers world-class products and services. And our vision is to be the brand of choice for charge mobility for the Caribbean and globally. We're the Caribbean's first mobile e-mobility charge solution company. Although international manufacturer, through a series of intensive marketing, found out that 58% of customers are not switching to EV vehicles because of range anxiety. At iPower, we're combating range anxiety by offering roadside charge assistance through e-mobility through our solar smart charging. And all of this is possible through our charged e-mobility charge solution. One of our partners, a giant in the United States, solar modular creators, is Renogy, and we're the only ones in the Caribbean that has this contract, which will guarantee Nicole as good as getting charged along the way. So a little bit about the features of what Renogy creates. So they create modular solar units with flexible charging cells, Bluetooth capability, and it can be attached to our charging unit, which is the charged van. So our goal is basically to introduce this charging panel, and with the Lycan 5000 that was created by Renogy, their innovation is adding an energy storage system, which is an all-in-one, which is Bluetooth compatible, and it offers seamless expansion for rapid charging with our charge unit, which, as I mentioned before, is mobile. So our innovation is adding solar charging as opposed to going to a location to charge. So eVar does the opposite of what we want to do. And in creating this mobile charge solution to the space, it will help with range anxiety. So a customer will not have to worry about all the persons that are hogging the commercial charging units. They will be able now to make a phone call or to use our iPower app to just reach out to us to come and get their units charged, whether they're home, whether they're at grandma, whether they're at office, or they're visiting somewhere that needs to get charged on the go.
How long would it take this? I'm assuming even the JAA vehicles would need to be retrofitted with the solar panels, yes, right? How long would it take the panels to charge one of these batteries? So
the beauty of the Lycan system is it can be plugged in and charged, and as well as it uses the solar charging capabilities. So one of the units is charged within about 4 or 5 hours, depending, because we're not trying to give a 100% charge. We're just trying to give charge assistance where necessary for the customers to get from point A to point B.
Right.
So that's basically how we'll be disseminating.
But how long would it take your battery to be charged from the solar panel? If it was just a solar panel?
If it was just a solar panel to be charged, probably about 6 hours.
6 hours?
Yeah.
Or they can just plug into a regular?
Or you can just plug into a regular GPS outlet and just charge the batteries from the Lycan system.
Okay. Which could get expensive if you're charging it, most of them by the JPS power. Right?
That is correct, but we're not trying to use the JPS power, because remember, it's not a situation where all units are going to go day per day. So this unit is going to be charged for the dissemination of whatever. We're going to have multiple units. So in that scenario, one unit is being charged while another is on the road. So it's not going to be like each unit is going to be out within a 6 hour period.
Right.
My name is Matthew Ferguson. I am with Gizmo's computer support. I partner with High Voltage to basically work on light electric vehicles, right? A loose term, and the entire ecosystem. So just a quick history about what I've been doing. It's since just before COVID. Built the first e-bike and joined this community that really guide me through understanding electric vehicles better. I spent a lot of time working with, the last week I was talking with Oliver from Tropical Battery, and he was guiding me about how I can really make the business profitable, because that's important, you know. And this is the progress that I made on a site that I'm working on. So essentially, it's going to take all of the knowledge that I've been gaining and using it for like a rental service. And of course, the rental service would be it would be a full, like, basically fully renewable, powered by renewables. So when tourists come and they want to like tour the North Coast and so on, then it allows me to offer a service where they can get from point A to point B, and it's all zero carbon footprint, you know, from the ground up, that type of thing. So the bike is far from done. It would be for those customers, it would be something more similar to what Ilesco has. Down the line, looking at motorcycles as well, and this would be complete with public charging, using the public chargers. So whether people want to charge at home or they're on the road, they're running low on charge, because funny story, they see people still run out of gas or charge even this current day, even before we reach here. That happened to me. So that's going to be the future product.
So you had mentioned, was it Inesco? Is that the local brand? That's what Mr. Issa is doing here? Is that the right? So yeah, seeing there's obviously competition like that. What are you doing so differently that people wouldn't just bring in a brand like Mr. Issa is just bringing it off the shelf from China or wherever, or you know, what is how do you compete with that? What are you trying? What are you doing different?
Good question, because I mean, when I started, you know, there was no apparent competition. I think,
it's funny how that changes quickly, isn't it?
Yes. Like, you know, but I think there is room in the market for more than one player. My type of product does target a slightly different audience.
Which?
It's more the type of person who probably already has a car, but wants an alternative, because even Mr. HV himself, he drives like an Audi, you know, but he still builds bikes and so on. So it's you know, but again, that's just one customer. That's for like what I'm building here. The other customer is going to be like at the other end of the market, like the everyday person. It's really about trying to raise awareness. What I notice is that we have a lot of ingenuity on the streets, like if you go to Ochi, anywhere, but it's not in e-mobility.
Hi, my name is Marlando Latouche. I am a director for Locobor Limited. Locobor Limited is a small farm in Ochiris. Basically, we focus on poultry products such as chicken and ground provision. What we have done here is we have created a device to help us with our mobility issues that we had. Our farm is located on a sector, well, a plot of land which is uneven, so we don't benefit from much of the resources like a typical farm would, like a tractor, and it's hard to use a wheelbarrow as well. So what we've done here, we've created a device to help us move our goods and products around our property and also to the consumers. And we realized that this product can bring benefits to a lot of other industries and companies. So we have designed a unit to solve two problems. So effectively, we're solving two problems. We're solving the problem of manual labor, and we're solving the problem of lowering the costs of mobility. So typically, on most farms, we have a wheelbarrow, which is a very primitive tool that has been used for many, many years, but it's hard to use for a lot of persons, especially women. Right here as well, we have a tractor, which is very effective, very, very effective, but it's expensive. And these two problems are what we're trying to solve. We've designed a vehicle, which is a small tractor. This falls under the line of products that we will create, which is called the Equity. And this is a stallion because it's the top of the line product that we have designed. So it is an electric tractor, but it's a small scale so that it can fit on farms and it can fit in areas such as a warehouse, or maybe it can fit on a construction site as well. So it is built with a 4-wheel drive transmission, so it's a lot of grip, and it uses batteries, so it's very, very flexible and mobile. It has a sleek design and uses standard parts. So we didn't create the different aspects of this unit. What we're doing is assembling. So we're using wheels that already exist on different devices such as ATV. So initially, when Locoboard decided that we were going to solve this problem, this mobility problem, we decided that we were going to manufacture our wheelbarrow. However, after much research, we realized that this is much more cost effective to purchase and to distribute locally. So we found a supplier here which is able to provide this unit based on standard specification, as well as we're able to tweak it a bit.
You know, you found this electric wheelbarrow as a finished product. What happened with the tractor? There was no finished product?
There is, but there's a significant cost factor here. So the cheapest unit that I could find, it was maybe $8,000 or so.
Right.
Of course, it's because it would have, I guess, the manpower is probably more expensive other places. But we've done some checks on prices at Tankwell, the tools and so forth, and we see where we can manufacture a lot cheaper.
Right. And your lower cost is coming from smaller footprint
Yes.
and smaller battery, or same battery?
I think it's maybe alternate suppliers, different suppliers, because the market is actually growing. These batteries are used for scooters and so forth. So it's just a modular design that we have allow us to connect a lot of those smaller batteries to make our power.
Good afternoon, I'm Alex with On-The-Go Auto Repairs. I'm founder of On-The-Go Auto Repairs, and
My name is Shanghai. I am the sales director for On-The-Go Auto Repairs.
initially I was working in the BPO sector and realized there was a need for competent technicians that repair vehicles that are convenient, easy to get to, and they would be able to come to me wherever I am, because I was working for 9 to 11 hours per day, and you know, the commute, it's even gotten worse now where you're waiting for a taxi 5-6 hours. Sometimes you leave at 4 and back at home at 9. So we realized that we needed to fix this problem, because more and more people are having this issue, and there's no there's convenience everywhere else except for this particular issue that helps to mobilize more people.
We work on hybrid and electric cars. In our country, or the economy we're in, these are very limited. We have looked at the data. We've seen a glide path to where the EV and hybrid sector will peak, and this is before 2050, around 2030. So we're going to capture the niche from here. So 2 things. We're convenient, we go to you, and that's very, very important for our customers. And the underlying thing is that we're competent professionals and we're reliable.
So my understanding of your business is that you are a mobile service business that at the moment is focused on hybrid and EVs, but you want to pivot to a greater focus on EVs. Is that it?
Absolutely, right?
Okay. And you've been doing hybrid mobile service for how long?
For approximately 2 years, since 2019, but not a lot of 2019, since September 2019. Got registered in, I think it was June or July of 2020.
Okay. And how many technicians do you have now that go on the road?
We have 2 technicians and 1 mechanic. So the mechanic is sometimes mobile, but most often he works on engine repairs, so he's at a shop in Mandeville.
Okay. And you want to scale this to what?
We want to scale this to cover all of Jamaica, and we want to be satisfied of the Jamaican market before we go regionally.
Okay. And your technicians or mechanics are employees, or are they partners? What are they?
Contractors.
Okay. And your billing for the work done is being done centrally or by the mobile technician?
it's been done centrally.
Okay.
So I could expound on that a little. So of course in the future we'd like to expand and have other technicians across Jamaica working for us. But more so collecting payment centrally, where we will get a percentage of their jobs and we find the customers for them. What we'd like to do though is pretty much create a super team where even if you're in Montego Bay and you reach out to Undergo Auto, we'll send a certified technician to diagnose the issue. Then we'll send someone who works directly for us, an employee, to go out and complete the service.
Afternoon, everyone. James Porteous, Electric Classic Cars JA, and I am presenting today my prototype. It's called Project Sunrise. So welcome to Project Sunrise. As you can see here, we have a Land Rover Defender. Beautiful car. Her name is Landy. So it's a 1992 Defender 110 County Station wagon. What exactly is Project Sunrise? Project Sunrise is an upcycling of the vehicle you saw just earlier from an internal combustion engine to an electric vehicle. I'll give you a brief introduction for those of you who don't know what a Defender is. As it says here, it's one of the most recognizable and collectible and beautiful. So I'm giving people the opportunity to use this as a daily driver, because as beautiful as it is, it's not very reliable. And this is the essence of everything we do at Electric Classic Cars. We're giving you classics a breath of fresh air, a new lease on life. So what we chose was using this 3D model I'll explain to you further. You have the gear shifter. You still have the high-low differential lock. That's because we're taking away the engine, replacing it with a motor. So we're just pairing them together. So you'll have the same capability. You'll be driving down, you're on a hill, drop it into low gear, drop it into first, give you all the same capability. You're driving around, the only difference somebody would know that this is an electric vehicle is there's no sound. Or there's sound, but it's like a woo, nice woo sound like a jet. So in this configuration here, we have a battery box which will be just below the seat on either side, the driver's side and the passenger side. The main battery box would be in the engine compartment. Why we chose this design was also to keep the weight ratio of the vehicle as per manufacturer spec, but we can tweak it as well to make it a little better. What will it look like when it's finished? I'm sure you're all excited and want to know. That's it. This is how it will look. It will look exactly how it was intended to look. Can you tell that this is an electric vehicle? You can't. So we've kept everything about it, which is what based on conversation with classic car enthusiasts, they want it to be the same. They want it to have that same feel. Perhaps they had a father, a grandfather who had one, and they want to be able to keep it in the family, but bring it into modern times and extend the use of it, because oftentimes these parts are hard to come by, especially in the engine area.
What's the market size here in Jamaica for you anticipate? And is it any car? Or is it specific
There are
classic?
specific cars that you can do it to. But we chose this segment of the classic car because these cars are easier to convert because of the absence of a PCU or PCM.
Right, so are you only choosing the Defender?
No, it's because I have one now that I'm going to put it in to provide you with a proof of concept. So it can be put into a 1991 Toyota Corolla GT.
What about a 1990 Benz?
You can put in a 1990 Benz as well. So whatever you deem to be a classic. So oftentimes people conflate the word classic with it has to be a vintage vehicle. No, classics can be modern, like a Supra.
So it's any vehicle?
Not any vehicle. Because as I said, if it has a computer, it generally is something that we stay away from. It can be done,
I guess pre-computer. Pre-computer is the best to do
What
it.
year is that?
Anything before 1996, then we can get you into it. But it is not limited to that. I can put it in a 96, but for our purposes, we choose to go pre-96.
Pre-96.
Yes.
Good afternoon again, gentlemen. I'm York Ali, and this is Imagine Auto. Now, 4 segments, and when the battery is full, we'll be finished. Why, what, how, when? We are looking at methods and solutions that will take our cars from gas guzzlers to smoother operators. Reduced maintenance costs, we're looking at up to 70% reduction in maintenance prices. Lower carbon emissions, what about zero? Reduced fuel cost or cost to move the vehicle, up to 50% in what it would take to go up to get along. Up to right now, as popular as they are in the US, they account for 1% of all the rolling stock in America, in the United States, that is. Conversion from ICE to EV accelerates that transition, especially in developing countries. This is a conversion center. Not a church, but it is a conversion center. Same. So this is 14,000 square feet. Projected cost to design, build, and tool, about 2.5 million US. And this is where the magic will happen. Entry bays for cars that will be retrofitted or converted. Delivery bays on that side up there. Our goal is to hit 250 B2B units. In 4 years, 20 B2C units converted each year. And an average 2 weeks for each conversion when we have gotten rid of all the gremlins out of our system.
So help me understand standardization on this, because you want to do this at scale, it seems. So how do you?
So what do we have standard? We have a lot of Mitsubishi pickups. We have a lot of Nissan Frontiers or Navanas, I think there are, and we have a lot of Ford Rangers. We will target those, and that weight class will allow us to purchase what we want at the scale that we would want. Yeah.
So you would use a standard motor controller battery configuration for any pickup because it's based on the same load?
If we're going with that weight class, correct. And that would allow us to buy at scale, purchase inputs at scale, raw material at scale.
Okay.
Wow, our innovators really came to impress this week. You'll have to wait until next week to hear which two will be going home. Remember to keep following us on our social media platforms for more in the eDrive Innovation Challenge.